Go ahead, Liz.
What's the status on having like a breathalyzer? Even just like one, so then we have, we could advertise that there would be a breathalyzer at the door. And even if there was just one and we weren't testing a lot of students, just the fear that they would be tested would probably be enough to reduce the number of intoxicated.
Instill the fear of the breathalyzer in people. Yeah, I don't know. Leah, do you have any, I mean, is that like is that any kind of a legal issue, or can we just do that if we wanted to? I mean, I don't know.
I think we looked into it last year, and they said that there wasn't really an issue with it. However, when you do have a breathalyzer, you're going to then have to, I mean, it's going to be an expense, not only to purchase the equipment, but then to purchase the individual mouthpieces, because you have to change it for every single person. And then who's going to be administering the breathalyzer, because it should be probably someone who is of age and a staff member. So I don't know. I mean, it's definitely something, a possibility that we can look into, but
A budget expense for our next dance. Budget funds. Go ahead, Chuck.
Maybe I was in all the right places at all the right times, but I didn't see anything egregious. Were there specific incidents?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, there was definitely specific incidents. I'm glad that, so you had a good time then?
I had a great time.
Okay, good. I'm happy to hear that. Go ahead,
I
Karen.
would just second what Chuck said. I mean, I didn't see anything.
Mhm.
But there's like no reason that Amanda should be afraid to use the bathroom because there's vomit. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like that's not okay.
I mean, I think that, North Park students are cool. It's not like all of them were like crazy, you know, people had a good time and that's what we want to hear, but there was enough people there that were not having a good enough time to, I think it's Go ahead, Leah.
I know that this is kind of maybe difficult for some people because people want to bring dates to the dance. However, I firmly believe that the event should be limited to specifically North Park students. And I know that a lot of times people who have left North Park and still have friends here end up coming back. And I just think that it would be a lot easier to monitor, especially for faculty and staff who attend the dance. Everyone, if they are able to, recognize people, it's a lot easier. But if, there's someone's coming in from outside who doesn't necessarily hold the same standards or the same kind of views that people from North Park might have, it's not as easy to, keep everybody accountable on the same level.
Didn't have to sit down to sell tickets, so did we actually have to show IDs to buy tickets and post them? Or was it just buy? I think
Just cold hard cash.
Yeah. I think we could do that next time, have an ID check down North Park.
Go ahead, Kitty.
Even you have an ID check, they still buy a ticket for their friend and stuff like that, and you don't know. No.
Yeah.
So even we check ID, I don't think it's gonna work.
Unless we check IDs like at the dance. Go ahead, Amanda.
And the only consideration is that with that is how do you handle someone like Chuck whose wife isn't a North Park student? Chuck's not going to want to come to the dance by himself or bring his wife and then she can't come in, so she's standing outside the door and Chuck's in there dancing. That's not going to work. So
Good time, yeah.
before we plan a dance, these are just all good questions
Yeah.
to think about.
I just need to check for your reference. Find somebody
Yeah.
better.
I was going to say, I don't think Mrs. Vetter is much of a problem to have in the dance.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, thanks for your thoughtful comments here about this. We'll definitely, I'm sure we'll be talking about this some more before our next dance comes up. Do we?
Could we move to untable legislation for trying to have?
Yeah. Well, we'll just. I don't even know what we did with it actually, but we didn't table it. But we'll just move into new. We'll move out of open forum now into new business. Is that allowed?
Well, if we can't ever
never like start the legislation because there's no representatives.
Right, but there's a representative now, so
there is a
that's why we're
representative.
moving into that's why we
Okay,
talk
well,
about
since
it.
it was never dealt with, I think we can just go ahead and start.
Okay, so legislation 6. Tyler, why don't you go ahead and read that for us?
Whereas the Student Association is designed to serve North Park students in ways that collectively enrich and improve the social, cultural, and academic aspects of North Park University, and whereas Article 3, Section 2 of the Constitution grants the Student Senate the power to appropriate funds towards this end, and whereas Tri Beta is a National Biological Honor Society with a vibrant North Park chapter, which indeed improves the social, cultural, and academic aspects of the North Park community, and whereas the Tri Beta Initiation Dinner successfully brought in new members, and whereas Tri Beta is planning more events for the next quad that require funding, therefore let it be resolved that the Student Association allocate up to $300 from the Senate General Fund to Tri Beta in order to offset the cost of their past initiation dinner and to provide them with a strong financial standing for the current quad. Respectfully submitted, Tyler Gosser, Chuck Better, and John Lindahl.
Would you like to give an opening comment, Tyler?
I'd like to defer to Mo.
No? Speak up.
It's my first time at SAB, so I do apologize. I seem a little nervous. Basically, we need money because we've had the initiation dinner a while back, and we kind of went deep in the hole. The other thing is that we're planning some upcoming events like there's a BBQ in the works at one of the softball games, and there's also we're thinking about going up to Richardson Wildlife area in Illinois, so we want to do that. So everything requires money, so I guess that's all. And we also have a couple speakers in line. In order for them to get here, we need to give them some kind of gift certificates or stuff like that to welcome them back if they wanted to. So I guess that's
Okay, great. Is there an opposing comment? Seeing no opposing comment, we'll move into general debate. Go ahead, Chuck.
Remote. How many people are in Tri Beta?
approximately 50, excluding professors.
Go ahead, Lucas.
Yeah, well, can you just tell us more what Tri Beta is?
Tri Beta is the National Biology Society. It's nursing students and biology majors, anybody who's interested in being professional. Essentially what we do is we invite speakers to come in and talk about various opportunities through the biology degree, not always medicine. We usually turn that way because we have nursing people and occupational professional interest in that. But you know, there are some various speakers. You know, when you think about biology, you think about pre-medicine only. There's vast opportunities available, internships available right through Tri Beta because all the professors have access to that. So anybody looking for an internship, to EPA, to medicine, you can talk to Pearson or Yorkman, you can really get to know your professors through Tri Beta.
Do you have a question, Sarah?
Yeah. How much money did Tri Beta start with at the beginning of the year?
We started with from our own budget or from SAP budget?
How much did we delegated you guys? $250,
$250,
right? Okay.
I didn't use anything this semester.
There was some confusion though about if that, about how that, if that 250 was for one semester or for the entire year. There was, Student Association, we really need to work on how we communicate with our club presidents regarding the budget. There's a lot of confusion about that. So that's why they're coming to ask for money, because they overspent. And because they were Mo thought that the 250 was just for last semester, so we spent it, and then he was like, oh, it's not 250 per semester, it's 250 for the year. So hence them coming, because they're a very active club. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, that's accurate, right, Mo?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Dan.
One question.
Ready?
Second.
Yeah. Amanda?
Move to vote.
Second.
All right. All in favor of passing legislation 6, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Alrighty then. Legislation 6 passes. Thank you, Mo. So, unless anybody has any huge pending issues for open forum, quickly, I don't see any huge pending issues. Okay. We'll move into closed session then. So, visitors, if you don't mind stepping out.